Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon reading in Aquarius. The full moon in Aquarius occurs on the 9th, very early in the morning, and is highlighting a number of astrological aspects, not the least of which is a lesser light, Mercury, is still in retrograde motion, and that pulling back, reviewing is impacting us significantly as Mercury soon gets ready to move direct. It will be moving over its shadow period, which still gives us another chance to reset, adjust, reshift the way that we're strategizing the movement of our energies outward into the world. Well, let's look at your overall energy for this reading. A general reading. The Empress. This is lovely. The Empress is describing your sense of empowerment, your sense of being in the flow of a gift of yours, a significant gift, one that has powered your success in the world, one that gives you the sense of making an impact on the world, giving love, making a contribution, but also being recognized for the amazing work that you do or have done. Underneath the deck is the Emperor. This is powerful. So the Emperor is one who releases the need to control things that can't be controlled in the outer world and instead seeks mastery over self. And the two of these cards combined, the Empress and the Emperor, are a beautiful omen to a couple of things. First and foremost, this being a sense of balance, harmony, and equity within yourself, a marriage of your two different divine pathways, one of assertiveness, outgoing, the other of receiving and accepting. And so the Empress and the Emperor are combined in a very powerful partnership. This partnership exists within you. It's you marrying different parts of yourself together in a balance that you're able to move forward, almost like the image of the chariot, to achieve a goal. It also, because of this inner stability, balance, harmony, sense of empowerment, and agency in the world, you are attracting connections like this to you. So powerful friends, partners, comrades, collaborators are coming to you at this time as an expression of your will and your desire to do the work, the great work beyond you. I have pulled an oracle card from the Seed and Sickle, and I pulled the Mushroom card. And the mushroom, I'm going to read from the oracle book. This is a lovely image. Just like fungus bodies that spread underground, hiding until they're ready to flourish upwards, you've been busy working away in the background. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. If you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. Catch this behavior before it gets out of control. Find someone to help with your workload or compromise on areas that don't require as much attention. Be your own helping hand and find a way to balance your energy better. Love this energy. I'm going to place this here so that we have a little space here. And in the 10th house, this is the house of your a social identity as well as the way others see you. The 3 of columns is describing your efforts to set up something new. This indicates you taking the resources that you've earned and gathered as part of your foundation, revising your vision, aligning your actions, and syncing up and allowing the synchronicities of the universe. This is where I believe the Emperor and the Empress come together and actually are are able to manifest that gift that you have received, that you understand provides a core to your identity and has been the basis of achievement, with the right action, similarly aligned, strategically aligned, so that you are open to innumerable possibilities that you could not possibly have imagined, but you're seeking them, you're pursuing them. This is you moving on the basis of your strength, your talent, towards an unknown destination, but one that you have absolute faith in, as a result of trusting in yourself, knowing what you can do. In the first house, the Moon card is describing this place that helps to describe your perspective. This is this fearlessness to delve into the mystery of yourself primarily, but other mysteries that may be a part of the gift, the expression of your gift, the work you do moving forward. So those things that are beneath the surface, that are not easily seen or hidden, this feels like you're bringing something to light in the way that a scholar, a librarian, a researcher would, with specific regard to an untapped or unmined area. This can also relate to a part of the world or your region that is often ignored or assumed to be vacant, to be absent. And I do believe that your intuitive guidance, your desire to understand better your own personal experiences, you are moving in deeper to an area that contains a lot of mythological fears, anxieties, pain, perhaps even trauma. So in this way, it's describing something about a culture, a cultural heritage, perhaps your own cultural heritage, where you're diving in to some of the darker aspects of the history. In the fourth house of your foundation, your soul, your family, the Queen of Discs is the Queen of Pentacles. And I love the serpent here that is accompanying her as a reminder of this deep Kundalini energy that sits at the base of our spine and is really about that powerful, divine, feminine energy rising up through us. This is part of the personal healing that you've been experiencing as you have taken on the full responsibility of your reality and understand that your reality is something of your own making. Some choices that you've been making, some area that you've taken control of is actually contributing to this sense that you are gaining ultimate power. Power not only over your own awareness, but you're bringing that elevating awareness to others in a way that empowers your community, a way that you work in sync, in attunement with others, and that you recognize the larger natural forces as your guides. This is a beautiful card of not only earning rewards, doing the work, loving the process of your work, loving the creative unfoldment of your gifts, but also the idea that you are healing. You're healing yourself. You're coming to a greater awareness so that you are more and more comfortable accepting the recognition and the rewards. The desire to be loved is being answered. In the seventh house of significant others, the Two of Wings is describing the Two of Swords. I love the idea of wings being associated with the air sign, the air element. And this is where in the traditional deck, the swords being the two double edged sword of the truth, justice. Here, wings give us the same notion of pursuing that truth, but that truth naturally lifting us into more and more not only exalted spheres, but more and more collective awareness. So this inclines me to believe that you're impacting the way we as a culture, we as a community understand something that has not been visible to us. And this seems to bear directly on the work that you're doing, where you are looking deeply, going underground, delving into a mystery that has been largely obscured from the public, from social knowledge in general, and you're bringing that to light. And bringing that to light reveals the conflicts that we as a culture, as a social body have. And you are clear about the direction in which this pursuit of the truth is not an option. This is compulsive. This comes from a deep place in you that needs to be healed and understood. And so here, the sense that you are kind of burning down the schoolhouse, and that's just the rough metaphor that I'm coming to in terms of raising a social or common understanding we have with a much truer, more difficult, more painful, but ultimately more liberating truth. I'm going to remind you that this is a general reading, will not resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, there's information in the description box below. If you find that this reading resonates for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is important to me that I reach more people. So I appreciate all of the energy that you bring to these readings, and I thank you in advance. So I'm going to clarify here the moon card in the first house, and we have the Eight of Cups in the second house and the Sun in the third house. This is beautiful. This feels like there is a movement. Something is being left behind. Perhaps you are leaving behind the location of some kind of difficult behavior, some kind of a struggle, difficulty meeting the unfoldment of your gifts on your terms. There's a way in which you have gained support from where you have been for a while, and that support has translated into your being able to make a move to a more challenging and ultimately more personally fulfilling arena of your work, for example. This can also be relevant to your family life. If you are moving away from a situation that seemed to be held down by a sense of limitation, anxiety, fear, things not working out mysteriously, a lack of openness in hammering something out together or in community with others. Here you're actually recognizing that this search for greater understanding in a particular area is something, this is the challenge that you now have the courage, the confidence, you've learned the lessons, you've received sufficient support to move in that direction. And it's almost telling me that the biggest mystery, the greatest challenge in your life has been a full acceptance of your desire for love. And in some ways, an opportunity that you're moving towards is giving you that challenge, that opportunity to delve in on your terms with the gifts you have, with the sense of agency you already have, to integrate that sense of self into the work you do, to make your work personal, and that your work naturally, because you're devoted to it, gives you a lot of satisfaction, success, contentment, but there's more to learn. There's a lot more for you there, and you're aware of that. And this opportunity to integrate it into who you are, the mysterious you that is almost held back by your own sense of reticence or hesitance, is being dispelled. You found a way through your gifts to get to who you are and to acknowledge that desire for love. The Queen of Discs in the fourth house is being clarified here by the Two of Wands in the fifth house and the Two of Pentacles in the sixth house. So we have a whole series of twos that are describing the kinds of decisions that you've been making to get to a place that I feel is deeply a resonance for you. I don't know if this is a new job, that's what it feels like, or if it's a new home, a new location. It can be a place where you feel that deeper connection available to you, so that you are more easily invited into or pursue partnerships that resonate with this deeper connection to the mystery that you are solving. The Two of Wands in the fifth house is describing your planning, a kind of planning or a kind of yearning, I would say more, that you have been experiencing around wanting to change up the routines, wanting to change what you've been doing, something you're very good at, and it's been almost automatic to you. That is something you love. It is foundational to who you are, but you really want to expand into a new direction. You want to shake things up. The Two of Pentacles in the sixth house is very much about looking at the longer trajectory of your working experience, of your relationship experience, so that not just intimate relationships, but all of your working collaborations are things that you are understanding have grown, have developed, and how how committed you are to the collective understanding of the mystery that you are pursuing, the truth you're looking for in some experience that has to do with your culture, your ancestry, um, deep shadows, oppression, trauma. These are things that you are understanding better, and you have less fear in approaching them. More understanding of how the opening up of this underground mystery, the resources there, are what is connecting you to a much more open, positive, and expressive circumstance in the future. Without nailing it down specifically, you simply know that there are now possibilities that didn't exist in this particular regard that do now. In the seventh house, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups in the eighth house and the Chariot card in the ninth house. So it feels like lots of small decisions and changes, a lot of planning and foresight that has been required to get you where you are. And again, I find you landing back in this place of opening up your heart. This opening of your heart for you is directly connected to this acknowledgement of your vision, a fuller vision of what it is you believe is possible. The details of it are less important than it is an open acknowledgement of the desire to love and the recognition of where the tremendous love and support already exists in your life. And it looks like there is a very significant partnership that is part and parcel of you helping yourself to see the joy, the love, the pleasure deeper connection that you are deserving of. It feels like something you never wanted to ask for. In fact, in some ways, you have pulled away from it. I'm not sure as to all the reasons why that could be. There are no doubt many valid reasons for why that has not been something that seems to have been an integral part of your expression or experience. But the acknowledgement of love, of wanting to be loved, of wanting to give love and receive unconditional love is really helping you to accept yourself and your gifts. And because of that, it is both humbling and it is supercharging your movement forward. So it feels like this move is at a distance. And for many of you, you work in distances, travel, you move around. Mercury is your rising, your ruling planet, and that is all about motion, communication, travel, movement. So this is something that comes natural to you. Perhaps it's a part of the work you do that is going to be amplified in some way that makes you feel good. It makes you feel connected. But I think this move is helping you to connect emotionally in a way that other moves may not have done in the same way. So there's something newly available to you in a new location. And this self-acceptance is helping you to not allow yourself to be distracted. Because of the sense of love, this new sense of love, it can be self-respect, self-love, self-honoring yourself, this integration of who you are into your work and into all of your collaborations is part of something that is in demanding of you that you maintain your sacred space, whatever that is for you, wherein you do your work, wherein your work becomes a kind of meditation. In the 10th house, the Three of Columns is clarified by the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. This is lovely. So these are two kings, the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Separately, I see you reaching out to engage in some kind of a discourse. It has to do with your work. It may be a way that you travel and hence connect with various people in various locations, but there is a larger discussion going on that you participate in and that you take some kind of a managerial role in. This can be you as an editor, a curator, somebody who brings others together and sorts materials for a variety of ways, presentations, conference organizer, that kind of thing. It also speaks to a kind of elevation as the result of that role of the writing or the presentation that you do. Some way that you're seeing yourself as a facilitator of blossoming of ideas, a growth of ideas and passion that you are part of or are deeply engaged in, supporting that to move in a direction that is for the betterment of humankind in whatever way that is. The King of Wands speaks about your rise in not only confidence, but the heart with which you're pursuing your current goals. So much of this seems to describe bringing energy that was largely tamped down, quiet, not muted, but softened in the past. And I see you putting fire to the evidence that you've gathered, really moving as you integrate yourself personally into the work that you're doing, really moving from a place of passion, fiery passion. it's not that you never had this passion before, but I feel now that you feel empowered by the connections you're making, the um, connections between the work you do and the work others are doing in various places. You're gaining a sense of thematic continuity over these disparate efforts, and you are in a position to speak to those. This is such an interesting reading, Virgo. I'm going to finish this off with an oracle card, and I pulled the Pride card. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. I'm going to leave this here, Virgo. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more here. I thank you again for your likes, your subscribes, and until next time, namaste.